Welcome to Tech Talk Thursday, Season 5, Episode 1. Emerald EMS is a high-mix, small to medium batch EMS provider in the high reliability space, which includes industrial controls, aerospace, military and medical applications. The company has expanded in recent years through the acquisition of companies such as Bestronics, Revers Manufacturing, Celine Electronics, and Data ED in the United States and Shenzhen, China. I'm delighted to be joined by Vic Giglio, who's the CEO of Emerald EMS. Welcome, Vic. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Trevor. Nice meeting you.
Right. So I'm sure you're aware that a couple of weeks ago in San Diego, we interviewed Joe Garcia, who's your Director of Sales and Marketing. And we asked him what the BHAGs were for Emerald, which is, of course, means your big, hairy, audacious goals. And let's take a listen to what he said.
I guess in marketing terminology, we'd like to be $1 billion tier 3. Right. We don't chase. We don't want the race to the bottom on the margin thing. We want to satisfy customers. We want to provide value, but we don't want to necessarily declare ourselves a tier 2.
So there you go. It's quite an interesting description, but I mean, would you share that view?
Yeah, Joe's very aggressive. Obviously, he sees things in the sales and marketing side of our business, so I would expect his optimism and aggression would show through, which does. And Joe's absolutely right. We want to scale the tier 3 marketplace, be in strategic regions throughout the globe, where we can give that white glove service to high-tech OEMs that in the industries you previously talked about. We're now part of Crestview Partners out of New York, and Crestview's ambition is to grow through acquisition very rapidly. We're looking at growing at 2 to 3 acquisitions annually over the next 3 to 5 years, and we will be touching all the regions on the globe, with focus in the Far East, certainly here in the United States, as well as the Western Hemisphere, as well as Europe. I mean, we're about to expand rapidly. We have a lot on the threshold as we speak today, and our ambition is to be that handheld tier 3 EMS provider that provides that white glove service to key OEMs around the world. Our products that we work on are very high rel products. They have decades of usage in the field. The life expectancy is, and the longevity of their products are very long life expectancies in the field. And those are the services these types of OEMs expect from a tier 3 resource.
Right. Okay. So I think just to sort of add to the background information we gave on you, Vic, the acquisitions that you've made to date were performed under the ownership of New Water Capital. Now, you since New Water Capital moved out and Crestview Partners moved in I think in December. So the strategic vision that you've just talked about, expanding into Europe and Asia, is the Crestview strategy. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
They have, Crestview has a presence in those areas of the world today with other businesses that they've acquired over the years.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Excellent. So, a lot of companies have been struggling with supply chain issues over the past 2 years. Many, I'm sure, not as well capitalized as you. So does this open up opportunities to add some good quality acquisitions?
It sure does. It opens up a tremendous opportunity. In the tier 3 marketplace, a typical tier 3 looks like a single facility, owner operated, working with a bank with a limited working capital line. And being part of a private equity company like Crestview Partners allows us to have strong financial capabilities and capital and less capital constraints. And that is a must in our industry when you're dealing with high-tech products, state-of-the-art technologies that are coming to market. So I think that opens up a number of things. And it also opens up our ability to scale our supply chain through leveraging the consolidated spend of all the interconnected companies. We get much better attention from the supply chain. Typically, we're dealing through distribution and not going direct because of the low, medium volume nature of our products. So we're getting very long visibility. One thing about high-rel companies, they give you a lot of visibility as to the forecasting of their products in long periods of time, because they're dealing with longer contracts, if you will. They're not reactionary like the consumer electronics market is, if you will. So we have that visibility, and because of our financial strength and our ability to leverage that spend, we're getting a lot more attention from the supply chain, which helps tremendously. The other thing is we're low, medium volume. We don't need millions of anything. We need thousands of things that take us through many quarters of our product life cycle. So it's easier to get those components and work directly with the engineers on changes that might alleviate some of the supply chain issues.
Okay. So how would you describe then an ideal target acquisition for you?
An ideal target acquisition is those OEMs that have a problem, and they need a solution. We're primarily solution providers. Not only do we have a vast of services that we can provide the OEM, but we're solution providers from the concept stage of the design with the R&D folks all the way through order fulfillment is what we want to service these OEMs with. It's important to understand that the OEM that we're working with are very, very focused on longevity of products. So their R&D, we get right in up front with their R&D folks, and we really provide a service to really understand the technology of their products. And bringing it to market, bringing it to production is key. Making sure that we're building reliable processes that will end up with reliable products out there in the field. Most of these products have decades of life out in the field. So it's imperative that we understand the technology of the products right up front. And so going through our MPI facility, getting into the supply chain, helping them source components is very, very important. Those types of hand-holding processes and services that we're going to provide will absolutely give us the targets of what we're looking for. We need like-minded companies throughout the globe that understand these types of services these OEMs are actually looking at, and those are our targets. Successful in their own right, needing to scale, but don't have the financial capabilities to do so. Our capital constraint. The other thing we offer the OEM is a disaster recovery solution. By having multi-facilities throughout the globe, it's a built-in disaster recovery solution that they don't have today. Because primarily, as you said earlier, we're very regional in nature. Our customers are in our backyard. They're in our facilities constantly. We're working with engineering and on a constant basis, and they're very, very sticky customers. They're deep in our organizations. They're not only dealing with account managers and program managers and top-level management of the companies. They're in the pits with the folks actually building the product. Right. So those types of relationships are very, very sticky. They're very, very hand-holding, and that's who we're trying to identify as right. key acquisitions.
Yeah.
Co-Young is leading a smart revolution that will change the world of electronics manufacturing. Based on our pioneering True 3D measurement-based inspection technology, we revolutionize the solder paste inspection market to such great lengths that 1 in 2 SPIs sold today is from Co-Young. Building our SPI technology, we expanded to automated optical inspection, also known as AOI. Every year, we introduce new award-winning innovations and have proudly earned the respect from thousands of customers across diverse industries. Aside from our R&D center in Korea, we have research facilities focused on artificial intelligence and deep learning across the world to help us further develop proprietary AI technologies for your challenges. With our global network of sales and service centers, we aim to respond quickly to your needs and to deliver the highest level of customer satisfaction.
I think for OEMs, definitely, the ability to have visibility and source components from so many different places, and the ability to offer disaster recovery, as you said, are key, key attributes to offer these guys. So one of the services that you do offer, though, is reverse logistics. What services are involved in that?
Well, it's all the back office stuff. It's the order fulfillment. It's the credit returns that are coming back to the facilities. They're actually coming directly back to our facility. It's being able to do updates on new generation products, bringing products back from the field, supplying spare units to be able to do upgrades in the field for these folks. And we even offer us doing installations for these customers out there in the field. So those are things that, the tier ones and the tier twos just don't get into. And we're talking low, medium volume here. We're talking very high mix of products. And new generations of these products are constantly coming out. As technology changes, as they add more bells and whistles to their products, it's imperative that we provide those services for our customers to continue to upgrade their product out there in the field. So that's one of the key attributes of our shared services that we're going to be providing.
So you do rework, repair, field returns, field upgrades. Would you do failure analysis for field returns?
We actually do, because of the testing of these products is so unique to the product. We bring product back for failure analysis. And troubleshoot the product down to the component level. We share that information with the customers so they can make design changes to make a more robust product for future designs and future generations. And that's a very, very key attribute because the test equipment is so unique with these customers that we're involved in the design of the test equipment and the fabrication of the test equipment on site.
Right, and you also offer services for the end of life of the product.
That's correct. Yes, we have a spares service requirement that we offer customers. We actually hold inventories for spare products. So we're always, we call that legacy. We always have a spare inventory catalog for legacy products. So when customers have products out in the field for 30, 40, 50 years, that we can support those products with copy exact product quality processes that we employ when we send spares out to those customers.
Right. Okay. So, well, it sounds certainly like you've got a fairly comprehensive suite of services, backing up this infrastructure that you're building. But people are at the center of every business, Vic. So have you encountered many issues sourcing good quality engineers and operators? And do you have any strategic relationships with any universities or vocational colleges?
That's a great question. And yes, we have found it difficult to find qualified engineers. Primarily in the Western Hemisphere. We don't see it as much in the Far East. There's an abundance of engineering folks there. We've been able to hire some tremendous talent right out of the universities, and we have relationships with some of the universities in the Shenzhen area. But in the West here, especially in the United States, we do have some strategic relationships with technical colleges in all the different areas. We're down in Southern California. We're in the Bay Area, in San Jose, in Saline, Michigan, as well as up here in the Northeast in the Boston territory. We have strategic programs where we do a lot of internships with engineering folks in the engineering schools. We encourage internships. So we work with a lot of the universities in the local areas, providing those internships and screening these components and giving feedback to the university as to how to tweak their curriculum. What are we really looking for, and giving these young engineers an opportunity to go back and fulfill the roles as they graduate from school. So it's been very, very fruitful for us. I love doing the internships. It brings energy into the company. It brings creativeness, and I love the questions they have, and it makes the engineers on staff really start thinking. So it keeps us up there in the state-of-the-art technologies, if you will.
Great. Well, it's great to see you supporting all these STEM programs as well. So that's super. Well, Vic, I think you're definitely going in the right direction by the sounds of it. When can we expect to see the next set of acquisitions coming through?
I think you're going to see them within the next quarter. I think by the end of the second quarter, 2022, you're going to see a couple of new acquisitions coming through. I think you're going to see us expand in other regions of the globe. And I couldn't be more excited as to the trajectory of the growth of this company. We are poised to do so. We got a very, very strategic front office here, providing the foundation for these shared services, and we are tweaking all the operations for best practices, sharing across all the operation, which is another huge strategy we have because we have a network of Tier 3 EMS providers. It's been exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Great. Well, you certainly sound excited about it, and we're excited for you. So we'll be watching this space. So, Vic, I want to thank you for coming in and joining us today and telling us all about the current and future EMS, Emerald EMS.
Thank you so much, Trevor. Pleasure.
Global SMT and Packaging opens the windows of the world to bring you the latest news and technologies from Munich, from Bangalore, from Shanghai, from San Diego.